Hello and welcome back to the EF5 podcast, the crossroads between logistics and life. And my life is being tested trying to record this relentless episode.
It's getting harsh up in here.
Yeah, we are truly exemplifying what relentless means, going after this specific episode over and over and over again. This is the third time. Maybe we'll get it this time. Who knows? So basically what we want to talk about today is we want to talk about being relentless, okay? Now, do you have like a definition of relentless that you maybe rely on or something that is on your mind when you think about it?
We already talked about this.
You're right. We have 3 times now, actually.
A third time.
Yeah, third time's the charm.
So maybe this will set in for you personally now.
Oh, okay. Well,
so you
I'm
can
about to upload all 3 different ones that we have and just watch it just spiral out of control. Oh, wait, I can't upload all 3 of them. You know why? Because one of them didn't even upload.
We didn't even record.
One of them didn't even record.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't. Well, therefore, the other 2 don't exist, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. Anyways, is there a definition that you kind of rely on or something that, you kind of think about when relentlessness comes to your mind?
Well, more so just, the technical definition says harsh and, inflexible. So just unwavering. Never giving in, never giving up.
Okay.
Those are the general things that comes to people when you hear relentless.
Okay. And I would pretty much agree to that too. When it comes to relentless people, it's people that are just kind of unwavering of their goals and what they want to achieve, right? So I think that holds pretty true. What are some like? I guess there's some basic people that come to mind when we think of relentless people. You have the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, people like that. But what are some other ideas
the big visual, I guess, that people have is sports because it's out there in the public and a lot of people watch sports. And you see the Tom Brady, you see Michael Jordan, you see Brett Favre, you see different players that stand out, LeBron, whoever it might be.
Right.
And the ones that stand out they stand out for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They refuse to lose.
Absolutely.
They're not unwavering in their commitment to whatever it is they're achieving. And then that translates over into business world. You have Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, what he did with Home Depot. You have Elon Musk, Steve Jobs. You can walk them all out.
Sure, you can think about someone like Ted Turner.
Yeah.
Had a billboard company. Yeah. Turned into owning an entire
and then
baseball
even think
organization.
about some of the well-known artists that play music that might not go in the direction of the selling the records just to sell. Mm-hmm. They stay true to their artists,
right?
Whatever genre they might be in,
mm-hmm.
and those have like lifelong fans. They never leave them, but they were relentless in their pursuit to get that. They stayed in what they believed was the right way to do things.
Absolutely. Yeah, pretty much.
So you got that. But I think there's some keys that go with that. You have your technical definition, but what is it really defined as those people travel down that road?
Well, I would think it'd be something along the lines of like
characteristics that really stand out.
I think it'd be something along the lines of, never giving up from what they want to achieve, but also knowing how to achieve it, right?
Right.
It's not so much along the course of going, okay, well, I want to be, the best basketball player in the world, or maybe not even that. Maybe I just want to win a ring, okay? Well, knowing how to get to winning a ring is a lot different than getting to winning a ring, right?
See, I think that's the difference, though. You said something really key there. Maybe it's just I want to win a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In my opinion, versus I want to be the best basketball player to ever play,
mm-hmm.
That's a relentless person. The person who appears to be relentless, that wants to win the ring, is not relentless.
Okay.
Because if something comes along the way that deters them from that, they will tend to kind of drift.
Right.
Tim Grover, the personal trainer for Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, he was the strength and mental coach for those top best in the game that we could sit here and argue about.
Right.
Explains it the best. He has a cooler, a cleaner, and a closer. And the cleaner is the true relentless person. That's the person you doesn't need the credit. You never see them technically kind of do all the little things, and the job's done. And you can always count on them. I may be a little incorrect, so read his book, Relentless. It's been a minute since I read it. But the progression of it goes the cooler, the closer, and the cleaner. The cooler is he kind of can do it sometimes, but doesn't really like the pressure, but he's better than most. The closer, you can count on him most of the time, but every now and then something's going to go down.
Right.
The cleaner, without a doubt, you can always count on. There's not a question. And he used that analogy because his dad did a unique profession. I'll make you read the book so you can understand what that is. But he used it from that analogy, and he kind of drew the picture of if there was a crime scene, after the crime scene's done, they bring in the cleaner.
Right.
Nobody ever sees the cleaner. Crime scene happen, next day, don't even know it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Who got it to that point?
Cleaner.
Didn't ask for any credit, cleaned up the mess from everybody else along the way. Don't even know who it is. Use the analogy if you worked in an office and you had the cleaning service come in, trash is empty next morning, and place looks nice, and everybody's like, wow, how did this happen? Doesn't ask for the credit, doesn't have the ego, doesn't any of that. So what you suggested, I would say there is that difference, and those are the elite. There's a bunch of people that are kind of like Elon, but there's not but one Elon Musk.
Right.
That's the relentless guy.
Okay. Now, something you. I'm sorry. Did you want to elaborate?
No, I was just going to say some of the key traits, I guess, or characteristics of being relentless is you refuse to lose. There's no failure there. You don't necessarily have to win, but you know if it didn't get your way or the outcome, there isn't any way that can happen.
Okay.
Because you've given everything. You've emptied the tank.
Right.
Then they're totally self-aware of the strengths, weaknesses that are with them, if it's a team environment, the surroundings, the dynamics, supplies, whatever it is, they have full awareness of everything at all times. Mm-hmm. They can't take it off. Crazy story that Tim tells in the book is at one point in Michael's career, he would come in, they would game plan before the game. And people will think this is maybe egotistical or this is the reason why they didn't like Michael. So Michael Jordan would come in, and he would go into a different room, and the rest of the team would sit there. And Phil Jackson, one of the greatest coaches of all time, would game plan without Michael there. He was so mentally prepared before he came in, he didn't need the distractions around him. He stayed intensely focused. He needed to make sure everybody else knew where to be. And he still fed the ball. He still played as a teammate. But he was ready to go. Mm-hmm. He was totally self-aware of everything. He didn't need, I hate to say this in a bad way, but he didn't need the dumb question. Well, what happens if this guy does that? He already knew the answer.
Right.
The unfortunate part about being relentless is sometimes your tolerance level is extremely low.
Yeah. It was because you're just that farther ahead.
And it's not that you're that much smarter, that much athletic ability or anything. It's your desire and your refuse to lose mentality is you're prepared.
Right.
The other person, it's 50-50.
Right.
They still might be a great ball player or a great person to work with, but they haven't tapped into that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So the couple things I had was self-aware, refusing to lose, and they don't have an ego. Michael didn't go into the room because he thought he was better than everybody else. But if you didn't know that story and you found it out, it'd be, oh, Michael thinks he's too good.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's something that I was going to elaborate on. But you brought up some very great points about the other things you mentioned. But something that, struck me was the ego comment. And I think that is important, is knowing the difference between being egotistical, being prideful, and also being relentless, right? There is stark differences between the three, but they all kind of intertwine in each other at the same time. Something I mentioned in the one that wasn't recorded was that you almost kind of have to have a little bit of pride, have a little bit of ego to kind of push you into being relentless, because you almost have to believe in yourself to the point that it looks like that, right?
Well, and that comes from, too, the fact that you're confident in yourself.
Right.
So there's a fine line. You may look like, from the outside looking in, as that's having a little ego.
Right.
I look at that as being confident in your actions you're about to go after.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes from building that confidence. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
But if you set something as simple as this and say, I'm going to drink a gallon of water today, and you fail, then you kill your self-confidence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you act like it doesn't matter.
Right. But in turn, it really does.
Yeah. So then when you want to go lose 10 pounds, drop 3 sizes, whatever it might be, that's the real goal, you've already lost part of the mental battle to get in that relentless mindset.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to go practice today. I'm going to shoot 100 free throws so I never miss them. And then today it's raining out. I don't. So then when you miss them in the game next week, you're like, I suck.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the mental games that I know that constantly plagues me as well as other people is, maybe hitting that like button, subscribing, sharing the videos specifically. Sharing the videos, one of the few things that we hope to do is give value out to people that see value in it, right? We want to make sure that these videos matter. That's how these things start, right? These videos didn't start because something we saw didn't matter to us. Something that we saw mattered to us, so we decided to move on down that direction to our own. So that's kind of all I have to put on it. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, we're about to get harsh if y'all don't start hitting that like button and share.
Yeah, very inflexible.
Yes.
You want to punch the desk this time?
No.
Good, because I want to have a mic stand.
I'm not letting you blackmail me no more.
All right, we out.
We out.